Philadelphia fans, if you're as hyped for the season as I am, you already know there's a lot to break down heading into Sunday Night Football against the Detroit Lions. This isn't just another game on the schedule. It's a pivotal clash with massive implications for the NFC playoff picture. The Eagles are coming off some interesting weeks with both bright spots and struggles, particularly along the offensive line, and understanding how this group is shaping up could tell us a lot about how the Birds approach one of their toughest matchups yet. Starting with the big news for the offense. Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson are both back on the field in practice. That's huge considering the struggles that have come up in recent weeks. Jurgens has been dealing with a knee injury since Week 7 on the road against the Vikings, and you could see the difference when he wasn't in the lineup. That game really highlighted how effective the Eagles' run game can be when Jalen Hurts is under center. Early on, running behind Jurgens, Saquon Barkley was moving the chains consistently, and you could see the rhythm and momentum he got with that extra space. There's just something about the quarterback under center that gives the running back a better line of sight and the chance to hit the line with power. But as the game went on without him, the run game lost some of its bite, forcing Hurts to become more of a passing threat. And we all saw the results. One of the best passing performances of his career, but it came at the cost of some balance in the offense. Having Jurgens back isn't just about a single player. It's about restoring the foundation that allows both the run and pass to operate efficiently. His athleticism in space, ability to pull on blocks, and overall football IQ make him one of the top centers in the league, and getting him healthy is a major win for the Eagles heading into a showdown with a defensive front like Detroit's. Lane Johnson, on the other hand, is returning from that left ankle injury he suffered against Green Bay. He missed some snaps and had to come back gradually, but seeing him practice fully is encouraging. Fred Johnson has stepped in admirably when needed, and his role in the jumbo package has been a real asset, particularly when you consider how physically imposing the Lions' front seven is. This group will be tested, and having both Jurgens and Johnson at close to full strength gives Philadelphia a chance to not only survive, but potentially dominate at the line of scrimmage. Detroit has one of the most elite pass rushes in the league. They're tied for third in sacks with 30, and their pressure rates are among the best in the NFL. So these offensive line returns are not just incremental. They're the difference between the Eagles being able to execute the game plan or getting harried and forced into mistakes. Even though Jurgens has had some struggles this season coming off back surgery and the high expectations that came with his new contract, his overall contributions remain critical. The interior of the offensive line has had its ups and downs, and while Barkley has performed admirably, the inconsistency in the running game hasn't been his fault. It's been the challenges up front. His PFF grade this season sits around 65.7, putting him squarely in the middle of the league, but the important stats are the ones that don't always make the headlines. 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed, and just 6 pressures surrendered. Against Detroit's defensive line, that stability is invaluable. Lane Johnson, meanwhile, continues to be one of the most dominant right tackles in football, with pass-blocking grades still in the top 10 despite a slightly down year by statistical measures. On the eye test, he remains nearly untouchable, a veteran presence who can neutralize one of the league's most dangerous edge rushers, Aiden Hutchinson, who's bounced back from a broken leg without missing a beat. The Eagles' injury report, beyond the big two on the line, is encouraging. Most players are full participants, and that depth will be tested against a Lions defense that commands respect from anyone who has watched them this season. Detroit isn't just tough, they're physical, disciplined, and have a roster full of playmakers. The Eagles have been appropriately complimentary, understanding that this is not a game they can take lightly, and their preparation reflects that. This is where coaching, strategy, and execution all converge. The players understand the stakes, and when both Johnson and Jurgens are able to step in, the line can potentially dictate the tone of the game from the first snap. Shifting over to the Eagles' pass rush, the addition of Jalen Phillips has been a game-changer. His debut against Green Bay was electric, playing 53 of 68 snaps and showing the kind of versatility and violence against the run that Vic Fangio loves. Phillips' ability to set the edge, create disruption, and make high-impact plays has added a new dimension to this defense. Edge rushers are more than just sack machines. They set the tone for containment, force turnovers, and can dictate how an offense operates. Phillips did all of that, registering 8 pressures, 7 hurries, and even contributing to a key fumble recovery that helped secure a late-game victory. That kind of immediate impact is rare and speaks to both his talent and his fit in this system. Brandon Graham and Nolan Smith were on limited snaps, coming off injury and retirement, but their presence alongside Phillips ensures that the Eagles have rotation depth that allows them to maintain energy and aggression throughout the game. This is vital when facing a Lions offensive line that can be formidable in both run and pass situations. The second level of the Eagles' defense is equally compelling. Off-ball linebacker snaps are being carefully managed between Nakobe Dean and Jayad Campbell. Dean has seen increased playing time and is making the most of it. His intelligence, instincts, and ability to diagnose plays quickly make him indispensable in run defense and situational blitzing. Campbell, meanwhile, offers elite athleticism and versatility, but the decision to lean slightly more on Dean is strategic. Experience, football IQ, and understanding of scheme can often outweigh pure athletic talent, especially in high-stakes games where one mistake can shift momentum. Dean's impact on the field is tangible. He's involved in key tackles, stripping the ball when necessary, and helping maintain a disciplined, efficient defensive structure. This balance between experience and athleticism is exactly what the Eagles need when they take on a Lions team that can punish mistakes. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture, the stakes of this game. Heading into Week 11, the Eagles' chances of securing the number 1 seed in the NFC sit at 35% according to the New York Times playoff model. A win over Detroit on Sunday night pushes that probability up to 52%. That's not just a marginal improvement. It's a potential game-changer for playoff positioning and home field advantage. Lincoln Financial Field has been historically a fortress for Philadelphia in NFC championship games, and maintaining that advantage could be the difference in a deep playoff run. For context, the Eagles are unbeaten in home NFC championship games since 2004, winning in 2004, 2017, 2022, and 2024. That level of home field dominance, especially in colder conditions where Philadelphia thrives, gives them a significant edge if they can finish atop the conference. Winning back-to-back Lombardi trophies becomes far more plausible with the number 1 seed in hand, and a strong showing against Detroit is the first step toward that goal. As we move deeper into the intricacies of this Eagles-Lions matchup, one of the most fascinating aspects to dissect is the snap count distribution, particularly among the edge rushers and linebackers. Against Green Bay, the Eagles showcased a defensive rotation that's both strategic and telling about how Vic Fangio envisions this squad moving forward. Jalen Phillips immediately emerged as a cornerstone of that rotation, and his snap count of 53 out of 68 defensive plays wasn't just a number. It represented a deliberate trust in his ability to impact both the pass and run game. He's a rare blend of athleticism, strength, and football intelligence, capable of setting the edge, disrupting the quarterback, and producing turnovers in high-leverage situations. Watching him line up alongside Brandon Graham and Nolan Smith, you could see the deliberate layering of experience, technique, and youth, creating a defensive front that is dynamic, adaptable, and difficult to predict. Graham, coming out of retirement, was carefully managed with just 10 snaps, and Smith, recovering from triceps issue, saw 19. That's strategic load management, ensuring that when these players are on the field, they are fresh, explosive, and ready to impact the game in critical moments. But the larger story here is how Phillips immediately inserted himself into the rotation and produced results. 8 pressures, 7 hurries, 2 quarterback hits, a fumble recovery, and a forced fumble aren't just stats. They tell the story of a player who can change the momentum of a game with a single play. His ability to combine run defense with pass-rushing prowess gives the Eagles a versatile edge that can adjust based on the Lions' offensive formation, personnel groupings, or in-game adjustments. This is exactly why Fangio targeted him and why Howie Roseman executed the trade. It wasn't just about adding another pass rusher. It was about bringing in someone who could elevate the entire defensive framework. On the second level, the off-ball linebacker situation is equally nuanced. Nakobe Dean has been getting the majority of snaps alongside Zach Bond, and it's clear that his football IQ and instincts set him apart. He's a cerebral player who can read the offensive formation, anticipate plays, and adjust in real time, which is invaluable against a Detroit team that likes to mix personnel and motions to create mismatches. Dean's ability to stop the run, contribute to blitz packages, and occasionally drop into coverage makes him a Swiss Army knife on defense. Jayad Campbell, while slightly behind in snap count recently, offers the kind of physical tools and length that can disrupt passing lanes and cover sideline to sideline, and his hybrid skill set ensures that the Eagles can stay versatile without sacrificing scheme integrity. Fangio's challenge is balancing experience and raw talent. Dean provides the steadying hand and consistent production, while Campbell injects athleticism and flexibility. This balance is essential, especially when facing a Lions offense that can attack from multiple angles and create stress points along the line of scrimmage and in the backfield. Detroit's offensive line, led by Penei Sewell, is formidable, and their scheme allows for quick adjustments to counter aggressive fronts. That's why edge pressure, interior disruption, and smart second-level play by linebackers like Dean and Campbell are absolutely critical. The Eagles' defensive staff is clearly aware of this, and the snap rotations we saw against Green Bay demonstrate a plan to keep players fresh, exploit matchups, and maintain a relentless attack without overextending anyone. The Lions, with their combination of speed, power, and tactical versatility, represent a challenge that will test every layer of Philadelphia's defense, from the defensive line to the linebackers and even the secondary. Speaking of the secondary, there are key factors in coverage that could define the flow of this game. Detroit boasts receivers capable of stretching the field, and their quarterback thrives when the pocket is clean. The Eagles will need disciplined pass rush lanes, quick edge penetration, and linebackers who can read the quarterback while maintaining gap integrity. In this context, every snap counts, and player rotation isn't just about fatigue management. It's about matching strengths to threats. A well-timed blitz, a perfectly executed stunt, or a quarterback pressure can disrupt timing and force mistakes, potentially swinging momentum. The integration of Phillips, Graham, and Smith into these rotations allows the Eagles to vary looks and adapt dynamically, keeping Detroit guessing while staying structurally sound. On offense, the importance of the line cannot be overstated. With Juergens and Lane Johnson back, Philadelphia regains stability that allows Hurts and Barkley to operate efficiently. Cam Juergens' ability to pull and engage in space opens lanes for Barkley, giving the Eagles the chance to control the tempo, exploit mismatches, and set up play-action opportunities. Lane Johnson's presence on the right side not only provides elite pass protection, but also creates confidence for the entire unit. The Lions' front seven is physical and aggressive, but with both of these linemen back, Philadelphia has the tools to dictate the pace of play, protect their quarterback, and keep Barkley effective in the run game. The balance between run and pass is critical. If the Eagles can maintain a credible threat on the ground, it forces defensive adjustments that open up the passing game, creating a cascading effect of opportunity for Hurts and his playmakers downfield. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling once again around the ever-magnetic figure of Shadur Sanders. The young Colorado quarterback, already a fixture in headlines for his swagger and family legacy, has ignited yet another round of speculation, this time over comments reportedly directed at the Philadelphia Eagles. What began as a casual remark during a private conversation has turned into a full-blown sports media tempest, leaving fans, analysts, and even NFL insiders buzzing. According to those close to the situation, Sanders' reaction wasn't scripted, rehearsed, or meant for the cameras, but it's exactly that raw honesty that's drawing so much attention. Witnesses say Shadur laughed off questions about whether he could fit into the Eagles' offense, allegedly tossing out a confident quip that some have interpreted as a thinly veiled challenge. Others insist his words were taken wildly out of context, arguing that Sanders was simply responding to hypothetical talk about his NFL future. Still, the buzz refuses to die down. Social media lit up within hours, with fans dissecting every syllable of his supposed comment. Was it confidence? Arrogance? A hint of a bigger plan? The Eagles' fan base, known for its passion and sharp opinions, didn't stay silent. Some loved the fire, declaring that this is exactly the kind of attitude their team needs. Others saw it as premature bravado from a college star who hasn't yet faced an NFL snap. What makes the moment even more intriguing is the silence that followed. SHEDEUR's camp hasn't issued an official clarification, and that vacuum has only fueled more chatter. The Sanders family name carries weight, and wherever it goes, so does attention. Whether this was an offhand comment or a calculated signal of ambition, one thing is certain. The league is listening. For now, all eyes remain on Boulder, where SHEDEUR continues to train, post, and let the rumor mill spin. The Eagles' talk may fade, or it may become the first spark in a much larger story. Whatever the truth, Shadur Sanders has once again proven that when he speaks, football listens. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.